Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Friday, March 21st. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Weak high pressure remains in place across California this morning, and it has brought with it some fair weather high clouds. These clouds will be of little consequence, with sunshine filtering through. Not much in the way of low clouds this morning, as the marine layer is very shallow. With high pressure in place, today will be a fabulous weather day with warming temperatures. There is some breezy offshore flow across Southern California this morning, in addition to fair weather high clouds. Here's a look at the latest wind observations with the wind gust values shown in red. Breezy northerly winds gusting mainly 15 to 25 miles an hour are isolated to the higher terrain and through the wind-prone canyons. Winds should remain light and terrain-driven through the day and into the weekend as well. Along with the abundant sunshine and fairly light winds, the weather will feel very comfortable with temperatures ranging around seasonal normal today. Highs are expected to range in the 50s to low 60s across the lower mountain elevations and upper 60s to mid 70s across the valleys. The warmer Southern California coastal valleys may even approach 80 degrees. Dry weather is expected, but humidity will not lower too significantly. By this afternoon, minimum humidity will likely range in the 20 to 40% range away from the deserts. As a result, it will be a beautiful day for prescribed burning and other outdoor activities. After a very active weather pattern for the past month, we are finally in for much more peaceful weather to begin the spring season. High pressure over the western U.S. will likely strengthen late this weekend through early next week, bringing much warmer temperatures and continued dry weather. High pressure will then weaken late next week ahead of another weak Pacific trough approaching the coast. Temperatures are expected to warm significantly Sunday into early next week, with highs increasing to 10 to 20 degrees above normal. For Monday and Tuesday, high temperatures across the valleys are likely to approach 90 degrees. The low desert will exceed 90 degrees. Conditions are likely to dry out further by Monday, with lower humidity than today, but not significantly so, with minimum humidity around 12 to 25% away from the coast for the early half of next week. No significant winds are expected, with light offshore breezes likely across the higher terrain and through the canyons. As such, conditions will make good weather for prescribed burning activities. When the high pressure begins to weaken late next week and a Pacific trough approaches the coast, there will be an increase in onshore flow and a deepening marine layer that will serve to cool temperatures back down. Temperatures will slowly cool mid to late next week, likely returning to near seasonal normals by next Friday, which would be in the upper 60s to mid 70s for the valley locations. Increasing onshore flow and a deepening marine layer would also lead to a slight increase in humidity, with minimums back up into the 20 to 40% range. Night through morning low clouds and fog are also likely to make a reappearance over the coastal plains late next week. Depending on how the trough will move next week, there may be small chances of light precipitation late next week into next weekend. The forecast remains dry for now, but we will continue to watch the evolution of the Pacific trough and whether it can bring sufficient moisture. There will remain little or no fire activity through the forecast period, given the moist soils and rising live fuel moistures thanks to the recent rains. As I mentioned earlier, the weather conditions through the period will be favorable for prescribed burning now that the dead fuels are steadily drying. The warmer weather and increasing sunshine will continue seasonal green-up that will keep us in a good spot through April and likely into early May before we get into grass curing season and fire potential begins to increase. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Monday, March 24th. Have a fantastic day.